Now, the good news, Coach, is that the winds aren't as violent as they were yesterday in Chicago, but it's still pretty darn cold. To be expected, I guess, for December football at Soldier Field. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Buffalo Bills and the Chicago Bears. Three-quarters of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Down. 8, read. You ain't got nothing. You ain't got nothing.
On first down, Herbert. Finding Knox there, complete. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Now the first carry for Devin Singletary. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Got it. 54's Mike. 54's Mike. Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. I'm scared. Yeah.
On first and 10, Herbert looking downfield for Jones. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40.
He's crashing. He's checking crash. Check, 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 check.
On 2nd down, here's a run with Singletary. And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for 3rd down. Off the play fake, Herbert. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. There he goes, right side. And he will score. Touchdown, Chicago. It was third down. Defensively, they were just hoping to make a play and get off the field, get their offense on. Instead, they did one better. Pick it off, take it into the end zone.
Well, they did what you said. They got off the field.
They're going to have to come right back on.
They're going to come right back on, but happily, right? They put the ball in the end zone. That's the way you start a game. That's the way you set the tone.
Point after, right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive.
He can't hang. He's not going to get me. Check three, check three. Recon, 132 fighter. Shoot.
Throwing after the interception. Herbert. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
They'll run a draw now with Singletary. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
And that was a really nice run there to bring up 3rd and short. After the incompletion on 1st down, it's awfully nice to have a running back that you can hand it to and put you back in a good situation.
They'll try and run for this with Singletary. And Singletary has it stripped. And this is picked up by the Bears. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. Not the trend he wanted to start the season with a fumble lost in both weeks 1 and 2. Now, it's not a disaster, but certainly not what he was looking for.
Got to get that fixed because otherwise he shows up on every scouting report. I remember sitting in defensive rooms and hearing the scouting report from my coaches, and if someone had a particular problem carrying the ball and holding on to it, that was noted. Hey, make sure you get a little extra attention to him. Get after the football. He's dropped it the last couple of games.
And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage.
Kill, kill, kill.
Ready? And he'll give it here to his running back. And a pickup of about 4 down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. 2nd and 6. That'll be caught by Kupp. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Cooper Kupp, his 2nd touchdown on the season as the Bears push further out in front. Early on, they have all facets of the game working in tandem.
Yeah, you get the defensive touchdown early to give you the first score, and then your offense piggybacks on top of that and gets their own. And any coach we've ever talked to, and we've had that conversation with them prior to the game, they always say, you know, if we can score on defense or special teams, that gives us like a 95% chance of winning the game. I don't know if that number's correct, but it certainly does tend to play out that way, doesn't it?
It does. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34.
Fair.
Off play action. Herbert. And with a flag down, he goes down. So they're able to sack him. Now the penalty looks like it could be holding. Let's find out. So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
And this 3rd down looking very tough after the holding penalty. 3rd and long.
No. Hard.
Operating from the gun. Herbert. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
A good return there, call it 13 yards. And the Bears take over. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They've got things going their way early. 14-0 lead and the football. 1st and 10. A running play here on 1st down is going to go nowhere as he is tackled behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the 1st down run goes backwards. 2nd and 13. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. So we race the flag. They decline it.
And did they use the big eraser, or was that the one at the end of the number 2 pencil?
Well, I was thinking the 2x2-inch ones that you can buy and use in addition to the pencil.
And those last forever.
A long time.
No doubt.
So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long? Back to throw. Man open, it's Cup. He's got it. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. So even with the pass interference, it's a completed pass. They'll go ahead and just take the play instead.
How about the effort? Making the catch despite the pass interference. Nothing else to be gained on the play. No need to take the penalty. The play stands.
49. Come on. Hey, Haywood. Get it.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. Call it a 3-yard gain, and that'll make it a 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Back to throw here. Buying time to his left. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. First down for the Bears, a gain of 15.
Nice little nifty play for him there. Yeah, that's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backside of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got everybody oh, he just snuck out there, and they just got a nice first down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on first down. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Second and 9 now. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. The Bears on the move. They've got another first down.
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield widen, because he heads towards the flat first, oftentimes you widen too much and overcommit. He cuts up inside, and that's what we saw there. A nice pickup for a first down.
This defense porous so far in this first quarter. They face another first and goal.
49 the mic, watch 49. And here we go.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Everything looked right on that play except the conclusion. He dropped it, an in route, going into a little bit of traffic. Maybe in the back of his mind, he was wondering where the hit was going to come from.
Nothing on first down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal.
49.
Here's 2nd and 8. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down. He was waving his arms, wanted the football, but he dropped it. And that reminds me of a story you told me from your days at Tennessee. We don't need to mention the other guy's name, but when he dropped an open pass and you blew coverage on, what did you say to him?
Yeah, it's really not right since I blew coverage, but since he dropped the pass, I said, well, maybe next time he'll just walk it out here and hand it to you. Would that be easier? He wasn't real thrilled with that.
That's cold-blooded. Cold-blooded. And this one is right through. And the lead will grow. It's now 17-0. So they get 3, certainly hoping for 6 after a 13-play drive.
So you console yourself on defense by saying you did your job, right? If they go 13 plays, you only give up a field goal. You did a nice job there. But here's the other part. 13 plays, you don't force any mistakes. You don't take the ball away. Maybe that's the way they should look at it.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it off. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Watch the slant. Watch the slant. Shoot.
61, matchbox right.
Off the play fake. Herbert. He'll have a first down past the 40. Throwing the out route and complete. It's Bradley. 15 yards that time and a Buffalo first.
First down, Bills.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. 17-0 our score after 1.
Ready. 70, Indy.
Watch the twist. You go tight. You got tight right there. Check. Crunch.
Topper. Sit.
Throwing on first down. Herbert. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Here we go.
So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Watch the run.
You draw quarters.
Take the edge. Go.
Violent, 64, weak.
Right there, 54 Mike. Let's go, D. Tighten up. Let's go, D.
Big dribble.
Off play action. Herbert. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. Khalil Mack make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
3 scores down, not even a halftime yet. They are not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out.
It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting at them.
On second down, Singletary. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up third down. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long.
Hey, lock it. Ready?
From the gun, Herbert. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's fourth down.
And attempted a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. And this will be taken at the 13. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
The first down run got 5. Here's second and 5.
So we got man.
Go.
Mike, 51.
Second and 5. They'll get this one to Cup, complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a first down.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
This quarterback now 7 of 10 here in this first half, and he's got a first and 10.
Go.
Check out, read. Tight dog.
You're out. 5.
Now they'll run it on the toss. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
I'm coming for you, son. Check. Deuce.
Now.
On the ground, it's Wilson. And he's down right around midfield after a gain of 2, maybe 3.
Your trip is here.
A gain of 2 brings up third and 7.
The Bears on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is third and 7. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Kennedy. And he's going to come up a few yards short. Brought down at the 45. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up fourth. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. We'll call it a 42-yard punt, 3 on the return. And the Bills will be backed up to start the drive. They'll have it first and 10. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And they begin this drive in very precarious field position inside their own 5.
And remember, this is a defense that's already scored once in this game, so you've got to really take care and make sure that you're blocking these guys to try and wedge the ball out from the shadow of your own end zone.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
I smell fear in that offense. I smell fear in that offense. Watch out.
Recon, 132 fighter. Shoot.
From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Get it.
From the gun on 3rd down, Herbert. And they'll be at the 18-yard line. Great field position here in the red zone. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turn to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
15 line. Deep river.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Robinson's got it. And he gets this inside the 10 to the 9. It's also a gain of 9. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
I think a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker, and you've got to deliver the ball on time. Your biggest worry? Ball gets tipped.
And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. A great effort there. His 6th touchdown of the season as the Bears push further out in front.
We know that the big guys won't get the credit, Brandon, but we also know that that touchdown belongs to them. Excellent job of clearing the way for their running back.
Extra point splits the uprights, and a rout is on here in this first half. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This one taken just inside the 10. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Typically down in the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive. But they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. I mean, you've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time. First half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32. 5 yards on first down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on second.
It's a gain of a yard. And it's third down.
The Bills on third down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Operating from the gun, Herbert. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
The touch and time here are critical for those types of throws. He put a lot of zip on that one. Needed just a little bit more finesse trying to get it to his back.
The Bills send the punter out as he's on here to punt it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Bears will take over at their own 20.
Let's go.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Second and 5 at the 25-yard line.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
He's tired of me. He's tired of us.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
That's what I'm talking about.
What an advantage having a elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Now back to throw. It's hauled in by Hardy. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Watch twist. Watch the
X3. 218. Chop it. Let go.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. They'll roll him out right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. 2nd and 10. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. A big play there on the catch and run. 63 yards. And what can they do here on 2nd and goal? 3 red zone trips so far have yielded 2 touchdowns and a field goal. And to give this time to the tailback. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert?
And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. From 6 yards away as his guys continue to pour it on. Extra point right down the middle. And a rout is on here in this first half.
Bears 31, Bills nothing.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be fielded at the 6. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Go.
First and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
go now.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
You better bring it. I'm letting you know right now. You better. Ready?
Looking to throw. Herbert. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game.
Come on, set.
And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Right here, right here. Check 50, check 50. Check 31, check 31.
22 jet bomber, 22 jet bomber. Let's go.
A final shot before break. Herbert. He's got his man, Boyd. And they work this well upfield across the 45. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Set to resume. Here we go with the second half. The Bears holding the lead and ready to receive the kick. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. 2nd and 14. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down.
It's now 3rd and 3.
Got it. Set up. 18 Gator.
Hey, let's go, come.
Hey, Alpha.
All day.
Now.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Oh, they would have gotten the conversion if he could hold on. Instead, the drop means it'll be 4th down.
Whenever I see an in-route dropped, as we just saw on that play, I'm always thinking that in the back of their mind, they're worried about what's coming at them because they're going towards traffic on that route as opposed to being away from it and maybe having a little bit more space.
Taken in at the 11. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Bills will take over. ball with a 1st and 10. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve.
Ready? 60 Pittsburgh. I want that. Give me that ball, defense. Give me that ball. Give me that. 80 weapon.
Jam, 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 jam.
Let go.
Off the play fake. Herbert. And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that. And thus far, they've been successful.
Hey, switch gears, switch gears.
6-6, pull it high. Put it.
57 is the
Shoot.
Off play action. Herbert. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
Yeah, they just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of them. The Bills send the punter out as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Taken right around the 44. It'll go as a 42, make it a 43-yard punt. 6 on the return. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50. 1st and 10. The Bears in good field position to start out. 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. A good pickup, 17 yards and a Bear 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Here we go, here we go.
Go. Motion, motion. Deep grip, deep grip.
Then he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll get a little over 2, maybe a full 3 down to the 32-yard line.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here I come. Here I come.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Clark. He's got a 1st down and much more inside the 20. A good pickup, 17 yards and a Bear 1st down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Here we go, set, 18 Gator.
Come off the ball. Hey, tight end's right. Watch tight end. Hey.
Ready, ready.
Well, now they'll try the end around. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
On the ready.
49, guys. Mike, 49.
I'm trying to collect. Let's go.
On 2nd down now. It's Clark. Down he goes at the 10 with a solid pickup of 8.
You know how we get focused at end of the half and into the game situations about how much time's on the board and, you know, what you need to do? Sometimes you don't even have to worry about that. That's just smart football. You know, that kind of a lead, staying in bounds, it burns clock, even in a situation that we're not really focused on it.
They'll drop the throw. Flush to his right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Lorenzo Carter able to record his 5th sack of the season. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone. And I know that everyone's going crazy. Accelerating, and off he goes. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. They'll run on first down with Singletary. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 12.
Ready? 60 yards.
Watch a slant. Watch a slant.
To throw on 2nd down. Herbert. Jones has it. The 20. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run.
They're still looking for their first touchdown of the game, and for a second, I thought they had it right there.
Looking on the sideline, it's finally good to see nods of approval. It's a welcome sign of life that this offense needed. Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
Just looking at it from a defensive perspective, when you break the huddle in the red zone, tight end is one of the guys you've got to key on because quarterbacks want the ball in their hands fast in this position, and they want to get it to someone. And in this case, he had the play. They just didn't complete it.
Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. What a difference a week makes. Last week, he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week, he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number, not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense has spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing.
So that's one you almost never see at this level. A wobbler from very short range, and it winds up no good.
All right, Brandon, if he slipped or someone got a hand on it, then I could understand it. But it's almost like you heard a whistle or something to stop this swing. A very strange result, especially for an NFL kicker.
It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and that'll make it 2nd and 12.
At the 18-yard line.
On the set.
51. They can't hang with us.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. His throw incomplete.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it. Sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Watch the safety creep. Shift. Ready.
He'll look to throw. And he comes back with one complete. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
But when you hit him on the move like that, he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam, Oh, boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. This quarterback now, 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Now a give, right side. Clark. Touchdown, Chicago! A great play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And they have to feel like they missed on an opportunity for points last time when they couldn't connect on that short field goal try.
And no doubt about it, because they were counting on those points. In today's NFL, let's face it, that's really a chip shot, right?
That's anything inside 40.
Yeah, they're counting on that going through the post. But we've seen it happen to teams before. Some of the best kickers in the world can miss kicks like that. Can they come back now and redeem themselves?
Back to throw. Herbert. Looking sideline, incomplete. Zay Jones was the intended receiver. But now it'll be 3rd down.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Herbert. Airing one out for Boyd. And it's knocked away and incomplete. The Bills send the punter out. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. Fielded at about the 28. It's a 46-yard punt, 2 on the return. And that will come the offense as they take over. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Pilot, 64, weak.
Kill. Take 4.
Now a handoff here to his running back. Call it a gain of 2 as time has run out on this 3rd quarter of play.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Check 24. Whip.
Watch the look at me. Go. Go.
Gonna give this time to the tailback. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently.
10-2 soft.
Hey, let's calm down. Hey, let's go. Let's calm the crowd. Rip left.
On first down, Clark. Tremaine Edmonds there to bring him down.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead, positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Second and 6 at the 45-yard line.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Ready.
Mike 51. Here we go. Double tight.
Big grip.
Looking to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Wells. And he's got a 1st down as a tackle made at the Bills' 41-yard line.
Now that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
Let's go now. 30 base.
I'm going to run you over. Switch.
Look, squeeze. Ready.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Clark, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. 3rd and 15 here after the 1st and 2nd down plays went in the wrong direction. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll get him down at the 34, and he's going to be short of the 1st by a few yards. It's a pickup of 13, but they're still a bit short, and it'll be 4th down.
It's 4th down.
Here's Ty Long now as he's on to punt for Chicago. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. Oh, he'll field it in the end zone. A terrific return there. 27 yards all told. And the Bills will take over at their own 20. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
At the 25-yard line.
Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25.
I got you.
Singletary again. He's going to be stopped well behind the line of scrimmage, and that's pretty much going to wipe out their gain from 1st down. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down. The Bills on 3rd down, not getting the job done at all. A very poor 1 for 10. This is 3rd and 10. From the gun, Herbert. Eluding the pressure right. Looking downfield for Jones. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
34 yards on the return, but for a moment looked like he had a shot to go all the way. And the Bears take over. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I
we share that.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones, and it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it number one for what we've seen this season.
The Bears on third down. They've hit on half of them, 5 for 10. Here it's 3rd and 3.
General West. Shoot.
Now a handoff looking right. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. The ball's still a few inches shy of the marker after the 3-yard run, so now a little soul-searching on 4th down. Here's Ty Long now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And this announcer kind of speechless, cannot explain what just happened there. Utter lunacy. He ran the wrong way the length of the field and gave up a safety. Things are just going from bad to worse now. It's a safety that does him in here, and that is one frustrated offensive unit.
They can't get out from under their own shadow right now. I mean, I know this is the NFL, but could you imagine a college crowd right now? Imagine what they'd be doing. They'd be chanting, "Start the bus," because they think this one is over.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
Hey, Recon, 132 fighter. Hard.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. Nothing doing on 2nd and 3rd down after that 9-yard gain on 1st. Here's Ty Long now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest,
don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going
Exactly.
forward.
Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. On 1st down, they stick with Singletary. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It's a gain of 13 and a Buffalo 1st down.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down.
You can't block me.
On the ground, it's Singletary. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. So this one in the win column for the Chicago Bears. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible. Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one. They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for the Bears, their very slim playoff hopes remain as they move to 6-7 on the year. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Dallas Cowboys. Meanwhile, for Buffalo, they're squarely in play for next year mode now as they drop to 2-11. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.